Hey everybody, and welcome to the Get Speaking English Coffee and Crossword stream. My name is Axel, and while we wait for the stream to begin, let me quickly explain how this activity works and give you some information that will help you do it. So, during the stream, we will go through a crossword similar to the one you see on the screen right now. I'm going to guide the conversation by letting you know which question will work on when. I'm going to explain the question to you, maybe give you some definitions, and then I'm going to give you additional clues, other information, hints, maybe some images to help you figure out the answer with me. So, when you think you know an answer, go ahead and put it in the chat. You'll be able to participate on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. The addresses are all available on the screen. So don't be shy. If you think you know an answer, put it in the chat. And when I see a correct answer, I will add it on the board and we will fill out the crossword together that way. So before we begin though, there are a few important rules that you should know specifically about this stream so we could all have a good time. So my first major rule is no cheating. So don't use the internet unless I tell you to. So we could Google the answers if we want or use websites. We're not going to do that though. We're going to work together instead. So please do not use the internet unless I tell you to do so. Secondly, please follow the conversation. So for example, if we are talking about question number 3, don't start talking about question 19. Also, too, please be patient. We may take some detours along the way. I love to talk about additional vocabulary, phrases, other things that are related to what's in the crossword. So just please be patient. Try to stay with the group and don't ruin it for others. Finally, please be nice to one another. Like I said, you'll be able to participate on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. But let's create a nice, friendly learning environment where people feel like they can participate without judgment and have a good time. So those are my main rules for playing this game. Now I'm going to give you some additional information specifically about this crossword to help you complete it. So the first useful thing to know is that this is an American crossword. So that means that American spelling and vocabulary is going to be used. So you can see on the screen right now some differences between American and British spelling. There are many others. This is just a small sample of some of the differences. There are also differences in the choice of vocabulary, in some of the phrases, some of the slang is different. So usually this crossword uses American English. It's also worth knowing that any of the trivia is usually about the United States, so about American history, American geography. However, we won't need to know much trivia. Thankfully, the majority of the questions in this crossword are about language, they're about English, so we won't need to know a lot about trivia. It's also really helpful to know that the answers match the questions. So the answers will always use the same type of word and the same word form as the word in the question. So for example, if there is a plural in the question, there will be a plural in the answer. If there's an abbreviation in the question, there will be an abbreviation in the answer. So all of that is extremely helpful. Sometimes you will see me put little S's or EDs in places, and that's just good information for us to know to fill out the board faster. Keep that in mind too when you are answering, that your answer should always use the same type of word and the same word form as the question. Also, multiple word answers are okay in this crossword. So sometimes the answer could be a phrasal verb, maybe part of a common phrase or an idiom, part of a sentence. Some of the longer ones are titles of books, titles of movies. This crossword does not indicate when something is a multiple word answer. However, I am usually quick to spot them. I will let you know if something is a multiple word answer, but do keep in mind when you are thinking about the answers to the questions that multiple word answers are possible. Finally, too, because we are here to review English, we're here to learn new words and vocabulary as well. It's important to know that there are words in this crossword that we can't really use in real life. So some of the words are just archaic, they're outdated, they're old-fashioned. Some of them are very formal or used only in very specific contexts. I will try to let you know if you can't use something, and I'll try to give you an alternative expression instead. I'll also let you know when you could use something in a specific context, but do keep that in mind that there are words in this crossword that even I, as a native English speaker, would never use in real life during a conversation. Anyway, so that's it. Like I said, don't be shy. Go ahead, jump in. The more you participate, the faster this crossword will go. So I do appreciate your help. Also, don't hesitate to ask questions about any of the words we talk about or any of the phrases we discuss. I always love having a good language discussion. So put your questions in the chat. I will try to address them. Finally, if you enjoy this activity, please give this video a thumbs up. Also consider subscribing to the channel or following my Facebook page so you don't miss any future streams. Also, please tell other people about this stream. The more people we can get out, the better. It grows the community, and it will let me host even more free live streams, free events, and other additional affordable group activities for English learners. So thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate you being here, and I love when you participate. And get ready because we are going to start soon. Hello everybody. Hey, welcome to the stream. My name's Axel from Get Speaking English. Really good to see you live right now on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Like the little video said, you can do my crossword with me on either of those locations. The locations are at the bottom of the stream. Hello, hey Jacqueline, hey, it's great to see you. How are you doing? Welcome. Yeah, so we're gonna do this crossword today. This is actually today's crossword. Hopefully the light is not gonna be too weird. Yeah, so I looked at this. It's not too hard. So I think that we won't have too much problem doing this one today. And let's get right into it. Oh, I'll let you know, actually, I'm not feeling amazingly well today. So, but I'm gonna try to stick this out. I'll try to get through this. But we'll see how it goes. And I'm definitely planning on coming back later, actually, tonight, to do the PM stream, because it's a lot of fun. I'm not really a morning person, but I'm way more awake at night. Drinking coffee, great! I also have a coffee. I'm trying desperately to wake up, because it's pretty early here. I didn't sleep very well last night. Okay, anyways, so I was trying to think of the best place to start. So roster is a list, but I think that there might be something easier to get. Let's see here. Let's do this one. This winter drink, something like a hot drink that we might drink in winter. See, we got 5 letters here. I'll give you a hint. The answer here, this drink, it's made from chocolate. which we know is kind of a sort of a very sweet, tasty drink. Just trying to get a picture here. See if we can get a picture of it. Yeah, maybe something like this. One of these guys. It's kind of more of a drink for kids or something like that. But, you know, really warm, really hot, really sweet. And it's definitely very kind of a common drink that we might drink here. I have a funny feeling that you probably know this under a different name. So this might be a little bit confusing. This might even be a new name for this drink. But let's see. Let's see if you might know it. So hot drink made from coffee, or not coffee. Ugh, I have coffee on the brain. Hot drink made from chocolate, basically. Chocolate and milk. Typically served in winter. So I'll give you a hint. It does start with a C. Get a C in here. There you go. So it does start with a C. That's a good one. So I'll put a C in here. I feel like most people would refer to this as hot chocolate, but it does have another name. So there's another name people might call it. They might also call it just like hot, or whatever it is. And this word actually kind of more refers to the type of bean that chocolate is made from. Basically the name of the bean that chocolate is made from. So fix that. There we go. Yeah, those big sort of pods. All right. This is gonna be cocoa. Cocoa. And chocolate comes from cocoa beans. I'm gonna get a picture of a cocoa bean. These big things. Here are some here we go. We got some cocoa beans here, and so people might call hot chocolate hot cocoa as well. So let's put that in here. All right. Yeah. Maybe a little bit of a tricky one. But yeah, we can call that drink both of those. Hot chocolate or hot cocoa. Let's see what else we can do here. Let's do this one. The squid's home. A squid is an animal. It's a type of fish. Basically, I gotta get a picture of a squid so we are all on the same page. And we're looking for a place where a squid would live. This is a squid right here. One of these guys. So we have a 3-letter word. The home of a squid. Oops, exactly. A squid. We're gonna find a squid in the sea. Exactly. It is something we find in the sea or the ocean. Typically in those large bodies of salt water, I guess. Exactly. So that's gonna be in the sea. I think this clue actually was in the crossword a couple days ago when we did this again. So something you would see in the mirror So something, I think we know that a mirror is kind of one of those large, like a large pane of glass, right? And like one of, you know, like one of these guys. Well, this one's not that great. Here, this is a good one. Like one of these guys, and you can see your reflection, right? Exactly. I think this is gonna be image. You can see an image in the mirror, so your reflection. Let's put that in here. And what else we can do here? Some lustful tails. That'll be a good word. Maybe we could do this one here. These swelled heads. If something is swelled, it gets very large. So if something is swelled, it gets very large. Usually if you have an injury, it might swell. Like for example, if you sprain your ankle, it might swell, so it might get a lot larger than normal. So I don't know why I'm looking for a picture, but I am. Here, we can see here this foot is kind of like swelled up. But here we're like swelled heads. Somebody with a really big, we're looking for the name of maybe somebody with a really big head. Maybe somebody who is really full of themselves. If we say somebody is really, you know, if they are full of themselves, maybe they speak about themselves all the time, or maybe they think that they are better than other people. Or maybe they think of themselves constantly. Yeah, this is gonna be egos. Exactly. Yeah, so like your ego is kind of that that sense of self-worth, right? And if you have an inflated ego, like what we might say, or a swelled head, yeah, you kind of have a big ego, or you're very egotistical. Yeah, so great job. All right. What else do we have here? Fine. Express despair. Yeah, let's do this one. To express. So to express something, that means to, you know, just show something, right? To express. Typically we say you express an emotion, right? To express an emotion, which means to show an emotion, basically. And despair, that is a, you know, like that feeling of being really, essentially really sad, right? So if you are feeling really sad, there are some things you might do. So this is something you might do if you feel extremely sad. And yeah, so something we might do if we're really sad. like, and there's a couple different words for this thing. So cry, yeah, so cry is what we want. But there's a couple different ways we can cry, right? So cry is just a general term for, you know, where you have like the tears and things like that. This one is when you cry really noisily. So this, yeah, to cry really noisily. Oops. And like maybe you take a lot of really deep breaths as well too. And it's just you know, very noisy. Very noisy. Almost like the opposite of a weep, right? Like to weep is sort of another... Is it weep? I think it's like that. That's sort of like this, the cry really lightly, right? And we want the opposite. I'll give you a hint. It starts with an S. It starts with an S. Oops. This one. So to cry in a really noisy way, taking really short breaths, maybe a little sudden breaths. Maybe it's hard to breathe almost because you're in so much pain. So this one is going to be, we're gonna sob. So sob is gonna be our answer. So if you like really noisy crying, super noisy crying, we could call that sobbing. So to sob, that's gonna be our answer here. Yeah, but great words though. Great words here. And to weep is to cry really lightly. Almost. All right, so now we have like a bunch of information. Let's do this one here. This one for most pleasant. And we have some words, some letters in here, N or the blank I. something S something. And we can see here, we have like the, we have most here, right? So we're looking for like a superlative. This is a superlative adjective. Oops. Right, so superlatives we use when we make comparisons, right? You know, something is bigger than something else. That's a comparative adjective. Something is the biggest. That's the superlative, like the most extreme. So we're looking for the most pleasant. Something is pleasant. That's really hard to say without saying the answer. But just really maybe friendly. Right? Something pleasant. Something pleasant is really friendly. Maybe. Maybe they're very easy to like. So we're looking for, basically, yeah, an adjective that we would use if somebody is really likable, basically. They're really easy to get along with. Maybe they're very, a little bit charming. Just really friendly. Warm, maybe. As well. I'm gonna put maybe I'll put the suffix in here. So we need an E and we need a T here. Something. So let's do that. So I might say if someone is, or something is really friendly, really easy to like, we might say that they are nice, right? So I think this here, the most pleasant, that's gonna be the nicest. So nice, but to, you know, the largest degree of being nice. You know, he was the nicest person I ever met, right? So the most nice person. Of course, we don't say most nice because we know that we, you know, use suffixes and things for those shorter adjectives. So nice is going to become nicest. So that's going to be our answer there. And now I think we could get this one. We could get this here. So a roster is actually a list. So it's a list of things. It's usually an official list of things. So we're looking for something that might be commonly listed on a roster or on a list. And usually roster, it might be a word that we might use in jobs as well too, because you might list, like have a roster of people, and then you might have their jobs as well too, or what they've been assigned to do, for example. Or their work schedules, maybe. So basically, yeah. So a list of things, this is, these are pieces of information about people, basically. Something about people here that we might put on a list. So this one here, I think this is going to be names. So we would have names on a roster. And here is the official definition, just from the dictionary. So a list of people's names, often with the jobs they have been given to do, but sometimes we also use roster as well when talking about maybe sports teams as well. So here too, a list of people's names. Sometimes there were schedules, especially for, you know, military unit or a sports team. So we'll hear the word roster when they're talking about sports teams as well. You know, the roster of who is playing on a team this year. And that's just, yeah, very specific, specific name for that list of people, the roles that maybe they play on the team or in the military unit, or maybe their work schedules. So that is going to be a roster. So a list of names, basically. Yeah, I think we could do this one, actually. So historic stretches. Stretches here, we're talking about a stretch of time, like a period of time. So anything historic, so a stretch. We mean a stretch of time or a span of time, like a period. And something historic, we know has to do with history. It's very important, right? Like we can see they're very similar, right? Historic, history. So they kind of share, they're very similar, right? So it has to do with history. So we're looking for basically the name for important periods in history. And exactly, that's going to be eras. Eras are going to be some important periods in history. So let's put that in there. Awesome. Great job. Yeah. This might be, I wonder if we'll know this word. This is kind of a great word. So like Poe tales. Poe is like a poet, right? And he wrote some, I mean, I don't know a lot. I don't know a lot about poetry, but I know that he wrote some very kind of spooky poems, let's say. So this word is kind of another word that we might use if something is, maybe very spooky things, or things related to the dead almost, actually. So this is kind of like horror, for example. Or yeah, usually something maybe connected to like death or violence. I gotta get the official definition of this word here because it's a little bit better than mine. So yeah, use to describe something that is very strange or unpleasant because it's connected to death or violence. Yeah, exactly. So macabre. Oh, actually macabre. Is it macabre? You say? Yes, macabre. I had to double check. That's how we say it in English, macabre. Yeah, so something very, very kind of spooky, a little bit unsettling, related to death. Exactly. So he wrote a lot of very, his tales are rather macabre. A great kind of word there. Yeah, I was gonna say, so a lot of people say the macabre as well. Macabre or macabre. Yeah, I hear this often as macabre, just without the R's as well. But I think macabre is a little bit more common for the pronunciation. But I've heard both. All right. Yeah, so great. And I'll put this in a sentence actually too, because this might be a new word for people if they're watching back. So so she has a pretty macabre sense of humor, or she has a pretty macabre sense of humor. So kind of dark humor, kind of a little disturbing or unsettling. All right. I think we might be able to get this too. So lustful, something lustful. Related to lust. Something related to lust, basically being it's like an adjective, right? Describing having a lot of lust, right? Adjective to describe having a lot of lust. And what is lust? That's basically that desire for another person, essentially. So like an attraction or a desire for to basically have another person, usually kind of like in a romantic way, or other ways that probably will be kicked off YouTube or something. But anyways, so we're looking for sort of another word like that, sort of a word related to like love and attraction. adjective to describe kind of like lustful love almost. Oh, I spelled it wrong. There we go. Yeah, so an adjective basically about, oops, related to, yeah, let's say romantic love, maybe something like that, or like that desire for somebody else. So amorous, exactly. Amorous is gonna be that desire. Oh, did I? Oh, I left. I guess I left a note here. Yes, exactly. Amorous. Perfect. Yeah. All right. Awesome. Just like everybody's feelings around Valentine's Day or something. It's kind of like the thing. Anyways, oh, this should be easy, I think. So we're looking for a verb. Dun, 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 dun. So a verb, basically a synonym for appear, right? Or look. One of those connecting words when something you know, you don't know for sure, right? But it looks to have a specific, or it looks to be a specific way, a verb that we might use to describe that. Exactly. So seem is going to be our word here. So something has an appearance of something. All right, let's put that in here. Was there? I don't know. I think we should know this one though. Maybe potentially. The word decline sometimes often means for something to reduce, right? Often means that something is reduces, right? So maybe the amount goes down or something like that. There's a decrease in something, but we could also use decline, for example, to decline an offer, right? So here, decline means to not take an offer. So you could decline an invitation as well. To decline an invitation, for example, to a party, which means to say you are not going to go to a party. So there is a phrasal verb here, and I think that is what we are looking for here. T-U-R something, new word, something. So basically, yeah, to decline or not, basically not accept something, usually an invitation or something. A phrasal verb we use if we maybe reject or not accept an offer or invitation. So that is what we are looking for here. This little phrasal verb. Yeah, here is the official definition. So to refuse an offer or request. So we're kind of close. Turn is correct. Turn is correct for the first part. The second word is actually going to start with a D. So, turn something. Something. I just say you could also decline a job, or actually, it's more common to use this phrasal verb if you decide to refuse to accept a job. Maybe we could use this as well. You could also use this to maybe refuse somebody's request or something. Anyways, this is going to be turn down. Yeah, exactly. Turn down. So we would turn down an offer. You would turn down a job. Maybe you got a job offer. You didn't want to take it. You would turn down that job. You could also turn down an invitation to go to a party. That's kind of a little bit less common, but definitely you would turn down an offer. Or refuse to do something. Here, we'll put this in a sentence here, for example. So the bank turned her down for a loan. So somebody asked for a loan and then the bank refused to lend them money. So they turned it. She got turned down, we might say. Let's see. Or here, for example, we'll put it in another one. This might be a little better. He turned down the job because it involved too much traveling. So he decided not to accept the job because it required too much traveling. Yeah, so that's how we might use that. What else can we do here? Let's do this one. So casual top. In English, we might use the word top as sort of a general way, a general word to refer to things you would wear on your upper body, but not a jacket typically, but like a general word to refer to clothing you'd wear on your upper half, like a shirt, basically, right? A shirt. It's just another way to refer to a shirt, maybe. So like a shirt or a blouse, maybe. So we're kind of looking for the name of a casual shirt. So a shirt you might wear maybe in the summertime, something like that. So a shirt you might wear in the summertime. If you're maybe relaxing, or maybe you're gonna, I don't know, do some yard work or something like that. Like, you're not gonna get dressed up, right? You're gonna wear nice, cool clothes, casual clothes. So we're looking for a name for that. And I have a funny feeling that we're gonna know maybe a slightly different word for this. Here's a sobbing kid, but we can see that this guy is wearing a casual top there with the short sleeves, basically. This is almost like an abbreviated version for the longer word, like the longer name of this shirt. So like an abbreviation. And I think it's more common to hear this when we're speaking, less common to read it, but more common to hear this speaking because people typically might not say the full word when we're talking about this style of shirt. So I think we know that this word is, or the shirt is a t-shirt, right? Right, it's a t-shirt, right? So this kid's wearing a t-shirt. And then kind of informally, we might also just call it a tee. So he's wearing that orange tee and he's sobbing because he didn't get his way or something. I don't know. Was I gonna put tee here? That's gonna be our casual top, our casual shirt. What else can we do here? Let's do this one. Let's do this one. I think we could do this one. Put away. So when you clean up things, maybe if you clean up maybe like your room or whatever like that, you usually put away your items. So if you clean up, you put away your items. So maybe you would put them in, you know, in your closets and things like that. So we're looking for a word related to that. And welcome, Barton. It's really good to see you. So good to see you. Yeah, that's what we're looking for here. So basically a word, yeah, a word to refer to putting your items away so they can be accessed later, essentially. So maybe in a closet, or maybe in boxes, you know, maybe in a cabinet. So something about putting things away so you can access them or get them later. And this is a verb, by the way. It's going to be a verb. This is also a verb. So it's not going to be range. It's going to start with an S. I'll put an S in here. Something about putting things away so we can use it later. I mean, this might be a little bit of a hint because these are kind of types of this is like almost like the noun form of whatever this is. These are types of the noun form of this word. You know, you would put your things, you would put your things in whatever this is. Yeah, this is gonna be store. You're gonna store your items, put them away for later, and you might put them in storage. All right, yeah. So we're gonna store our items so we can use them later, save them for later. So that's what that one is gonna be. Let's do this one, maybe? Useful skill. Useful skill. We might do this word. I feel like this is a word that might come up with jobs, kind of. Useful skill. Yeah, kind of like a useful skill or a really good quality that somebody might have. Or maybe like a valuable quality. And this word too, actually, this word, I don't know if this is going to help. This word also gets used in when talking about like business and things like that. Because businesses or organizations or even people, you know, they will own certain things like maybe property and things like that. And then all of those are kind of valuable things. Those are very useful things that kind of build your wealth and yeah, so kind of it could refer to money, but also property and things as well. I'll give you a hint. It's gonna start with an A. Gonna start with an A. Yeah, this one may be a little tricky. This word, I feel, yeah, it definitely comes up when talking about finances. It comes up too talking about people and their good qualities. Yeah, it's kind of a good little word. So it's not gonna be a tote or a toot. This one here, this is gonna be asset. An asset is like a valuable skill or a quality. This is a very common sort of collocation where we would see this word here in this example sentence here. He'll be a great asset to the teams. If you're a great asset, you might be a great asset to a team or a great asset to an organization. So that basically means that you will be very useful. You'll be a very valuable contributor. Here also, here's another sentence with this word. So knowledge of languages is a real asset in this sort of work. So language and knowledge is a real asset in this sort of work. So a really good quality, something really valuable to know. So that's a great word, asset. And we all have good assets. Yeah. So our good features, basically. Kind of another, almost another word for feature too. Like here, for example, in this one. His eyes are his best asset. It means that his eyes are his best feature. Like maybe most striking or most attractive quality. So that's how we might use it. Yeah, so good qualities people have. Yeah. What else do we have here? That is sample in a way. I think we can get this one. Sample in a way. So when you sample something, you try a little bit of something, right? To sample something means to try a small part of something. To try, yeah, maybe a small amount of something so you can see what it's like, basically, right? So I think this word, this answer here, this is like a cooking word. It's a cooking word. So it's a cooking word. Something we might do, you know, when we're sampling what we're cooking to make sure that it has really good flavor. So as a cooking word, something we might do to make sure that the food has good flavor, maybe a good balance of spices and things like that. So, and this is a verb as well, since we know that, yeah, this is a verb. So to sample something. So basically try a little bit of food to see what it is like. So test? Oh yeah, so test, maybe that's a good guess for sure. It's gonna match the word form here. So this isn't conjugated. So this also is not gonna conjugate. So it's not gonna be test, but you're thinking about the right lines, kind of. This is a word that has to do with our senses as well. To our senses, basically. I think this one, if we're going to try a little something to see what it's like, we're going to taste it. So we're gonna taste something. That's what we're gonna do to sample our food while we're cooking, to make sure everything is balanced and nice. We could also say that you're going to test it as well. But here, since we're talking about food, talking about the mouth, we're going to taste it. Taste the food. All right. What else do we have here? Fiery crime. Oh. All right. Fiery. This might not be apparent, but something fiery is related to fire. So something related to fire. So this here, this is basically the name of a crime. The name of the crime where people basically light things on fire. So maybe buildings, or yeah, I guess mostly buildings and things like that. But the name of that crime where people intentionally light things on fire. Yeah, so that's gonna be arson. Exactly. Arson is the name of that crime. And the person who does the lighting, the person who lights the things on fire, is called an arsonist. So that is a person who commits the crime. So they're an arsonist, and arson is the name of that crime. High strung. If we are high strung, usually, so high strung can be, you can kind of be used a couple of different ways. But if you're high strung, someone who is high strung is maybe very easily upset. So someone who's high strung is easily upset, or they are maybe very nervous as well. They are really on edge, like yeah, maybe they're kind of really like jittery, and they're just like, oh, they could snap at any moment. So they might also sort of have this feeling of almost like they're really like tight, right? They're like a ball of energy, right? So this word, we use this word when something or someone feels, I don't know, like almost like they're very, I mean, I guess really worried. But like you have a lot of energy and you're kind of like almost like a little bundle of nerves, and like you could almost like explode at any moment or something like that. Like basically you're unable to relax kind of. So a word to describe when you are unable to relax. You're unable to relax maybe because you're extremely nervous or something like that. So kind of similar to feeling stressed, right? And then maybe your muscles kind of feel like this way too because you cannot relax and things like that. Yeah, it's kind of like that feeling. You can't relax, you can't let your guard down. You're just kind of like, you feel like you could kind of explode or get upset at any moment, maybe. Or maybe there are just like so many things going on all the time that you might feel on edge all the time. That's another kind of like a little great collocation there, to feel on edge again, like that sort of that jittery thing. Tense, exactly. Yeah, this is gonna be tense. Great. Welcome, X. So tense here. Feel tense. All right. And this one, so king or queen. I mean, usually we think about rulers, right? And queen, you know, a type of ruler, right? But we also find kings and queens in, we also find a king and queen in, we find them in something that we use for playing games with. So we find them in something we use to play games with. So for example, you know, like in a deck of these things, there are also kings or queens. So we're basically looking for the name of whatever this thing is. Here we go. This is a better one. It's a picture of a hand, and this is a royal flush. That's what that is. If you're playing like poker or something like that, you get dealt you get a hand of these, and it is a straight flush as well too, because all of these have the same suit. So this is a royal flush, 10 through an ace. So we're looking for the name of whatever these things are. So these are playing cards. So A king is exactly a card. So they can also be, so the king and queen can also be a type of card. All right. Awesome. Let's see what else we can do here. Let's maybe do... I don't really know. I don't know. We might know this word. We might know what this is. I mean, so a speed booster, something that boosts, like a boost is basically an increase in something, right? Right, so if you boost something, you increase it. So a booster is something that increases something. So this here is going to be a 2-word thing. Basically, this will increase your speed. It will make you go faster. So, basically, what this is when you have, I need a synonym. I need a synonym for like the, so I don't say the answer. But it's basically when you have like big gusts of air behind you, maybe that would make you go faster. So, so a word for big, when you have large gusts of air, so large powerful gusts of air that go behind you. So, like the opposite, right, of having the gusts of air in front of you, which will make it harder for you to move forward. This instead, if you have it behind you, will make you go faster. So, you know, in sailing, for example, or, you know, any kind of physical activity or something. But yeah, so you have a large gust of air, basically, behind you that pushes you forward. As a little bit of a hint, this word refers to like where the gust hits you. The air hits you, and then this here is basically the name of a gust of air. If that helps. So you have a guess. Let me know. Maybe I'll fill out the first part. So the first part, so this is going to be tail. So tail. So it's going to hit you in the tail, so sort of from behind. So first word is going to be tail. Because generally it hits you from behind. And then we just need the name of the gust of air. I think this is gonna be wind. So tailwind. So if you have a tailwind, that is going to make you go faster. So tailwind. The opposite, when you have wind that is in front of you that makes it harder to move forward, is actually called a headwind. So the name of wind that's in front of you, which makes it hard to move forward. So we have tailwind, makes it easier to move forward, helps you, and a headwind does the opposite, makes it really hard to move forward. So that's gonna be that one. And let's do this one. Carnival City. This is a this is a city in Brazil. Looking for the name of a city in Brazil. Name of a city in Brazil where they have big festival called Carnival. A very famous city. And we know that there's an O here. And this is only one word. I think the whole name has 3 words. This is only the short, sort of the abbreviated version of it. Exactly, Rio de Janeiro. They have Carnival. A lot of people just call it Rio for short. Let's put that in here. All right, there we go. And if you feel poorly, if you feel, oh, I wonder if we'll know this word. Maybe. If you feel poorly, that means that you feel sick. We're looking for a word that means to feel sick, basically, or to feel ill. It's kind of a similar word to that. I wonder if we'll know this. I don't know. This is not a super common word. I mean, it is common, but it's not one that I would use often. But it basically means, you know, to feel kind of really ill or unwell. So I think you might be thinking about the word maybe vile. If you feel vile, you might feel pretty terrible. It's not that though. This is gonna be a little bit different. This might be a new word actually. Oh, and here's the kind of the official definition: to feel or cause someone to feel ill, unhealthy, or weak. Also too, kind of as a hint, because we can see here there's a D here and there's an M here. This is probably going to be a vowel. This is a vowel. So we're looking for a vowel. So a word of a vowel. I think this is gonna be, because I think this is gonna be a new word. This is ail. To ail. Somebody is ailing. That means that they are feeling kind of sick. Not a super common word, but we might also use this to sort of talk about just like problems or something. Here's a sort of a common way that people might use this. So the government seems to have no understanding of what ails the country. Like, so what is harming the country or what is causing problems. So that is sort of one collocation. You know, like, you know, you could ask somebody what ails them. Like, what is your problem? And that sort of thing. Here's sort of another example here. So she had been ailing for years before she died. So she was just really sick and really struggling, not feeling really well for many years before she died. And here is another really common way that we might use this. I don't know what's ailing her. So like another way to say, I don't know, oops. I don't know what's troubling her, basically. Maybe it seems like she's going through something that's kind of really difficult. So we could say that. You could ask somebody too, you know, what's ailing you? Like what's wrong, basically. So this is a very formal word. This is very formal. So it's a rather formal word, but that's kind of how we might use it. So some great collocations there. So ail. I don't know if we're gonna know this one, but let's look at a couple different ones. Took the cup. Took the cup. So we're looking for a past word here. So we have like took here, right? And a cup basically might be something you get for winning a competition. So for example, there's like football, for example, or actually Canada here, we are hockey people. Soccer as well, right? There's the World Cup, right? Right, they basically get sort of this trophy, right? So if we took the cup, exactly, we won, exactly. So if you took it, you won. Perfect. Yeah. And just so, yeah, exactly. So we won it. What else do we have here? This is kind of a similar word to this one. So we have this one here, this decline, turn down. Here we have a word for a market decline, a market. The market refers to like the stock market, like the trading, the buying and selling of goods and things like that, right? Or, you know, the buying and trading of goods, basically. And this is a word we use often when we're, or a phrasal verb, basically, that we use often to talk about, you know, about the economy, basically. So 2 words here. Yeah, so a phrase we use to talk about when maybe the economy goes bad, basically. You know, so instead of it going good, it might sort of have a decline, go down, basically. Yeah, so something we would use. Yeah, maybe there are less business activities, there are fewer opportunities to make money. Downturn, exactly. The market will take a downturn when things are going bad. Let's put that in here. Down, turn. Nice. All right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. This should be easy. Our negating word. To negate something. So negating. So to negate something basically means to make something like the opposite, or yeah, kind of make something the opposite, right? So we're looking for basically, yeah, basically like a word that we would use to make a negation, and exactly, not is going to be our word that we use. So not. Awesome. Life story for short. So we wanted an abbreviation. An abbreviation for then a word, like the story of somebody's life. An abbreviation for the story of someone's life, basically. A bio. Exactly. Bio, exactly. Short for biography, right? Let's put that there. Perfect. Let's see what else we can get here. Wait, faced dogs. Ah, these guys are cute. Wrinkly faced dogs. I'm gonna put the S here because we have an S here. I'm just gonna get a picture. A little picture of these guys. They're kind of little tiny guys. A little bit pudgy. Usually something pudgy. Kind of a little bit fat. What are these guys? They have the flat nose, flat face. They have the big wrinkles. Like those big flaps of skin almost. We're looking for the breed. This breed of dog here. I use the word pudgy dog with a flat nose. Oops. And wrinkles. Wrinkly face. Yeah, and pudgy. Great word if something is a little fat. A little... Yeah, so something pudgy is a little bit fat. Yeah, this breed of dog. They're so little. So these guys are called pugs. This little breed of dog. So those are pugs, our wrinkly faced dogs, our little pudgy pugs. So that's what we call these guys. Treaty. Let's do, because there's so many, I don't think collectively we are going to know a lot of these. Maybe. We can do this one though, like ziti or penne. Maybe. This word refers to the shape of these types of pastas. So this is an adjective word that refers to the shape of these types of pasta. I'm going to get a picture of these pastas. They're almost like little I don't want to say the word. Here we can see that they're kind of hollow on the inside. They're hollow on the inside. On the inside, that means that they are empty. On the inside, they are not filled all the way through. They are hollow. And right, these are tubular because they are like little tubes. So tubular. Tubular pasta. God in Islam. So you know that one is quick. Put this one in here. I think a bunch of this is trivia, but The word for God in Islam. I don't have a good hint. I don't have a good clue for this one. It's just that it starts with an A. Starts with an A. Allah, exactly. Let's put Allah in here. So we're gonna put here, and I don't think that there's not a lot, there's a lot of these are silly. I'm just gonna do this one. So to have a snack, because I don't think we're gonna know this, but we might say if you nosh on something, to nosh on something, kind of means to chew on something or to eat something, or to chew on something. So but I feel that people don't really say this these days. It's a little bit rare, but to nosh on something means to eat something. So you could ask, you know, do you want something to nosh on? And that basically means you want something to snack on. But yeah, I don't see a lot of people, or hear a lot of people using this these days, so this might be a little outdated, I'm going to say. But that's to nosh on. Our little snack. And then, swell. This also is very, old-fashioned. I think this is gonna be neato. Oh, that's so great. Something like swell is kind of an old-fashioned way to say that something is really great. It's like, great, or something. But nobody would say neato. Or maybe sarcastically. That is not common either. Like, neato. This is very outdated. People don't really talk like that. I think this is gonna be arigato. Let's put that in here. Oh, we could do this one maybe. This entreaty. Entreaty. It's kind of when you beg someone for something, I think. Yeah, an entreaty is an attempt to persuade someone to do something. So maybe you beg them to do something. So we're looking for a word about basically begging someone. So a, yeah, like you would make an ask basically. Because we could use this as a verb, but here it's a noun though. But yeah, basically to like, please, please do this thing, basically. So we're looking for the name of that. Yes, it's an urgent and emotional request. That is the official definition here. An emotional request to try to persuade, try to convince someone to do something, maybe help you out or something. So to persuade someone to do something. Means to try to convince them. To do it. So I'm just gonna put this in here. This is plea. We're gonna make a plea. So here we go. Here's, put it in a sentence here. He made a plea for help, or a plea for mercy as well. So you make a plea for help. You beg somebody for help, basically. And you make a plea. That is a collocation. That's the verb we would use it. You make a plea for help. You could also use it as just a verb. You could plea for help as well, but make a plea for help. And mercy means, you know, asking for kindness, maybe, or maybe forgiveness, something like that. So I put that in here. Plea. This is gonna be Aaron. We're almost done. Woohoo! Arctic. Arctic. It's cold, right? So basically refers. So this is an adjective, right? That refers to the cold regions of the planet, right? Like in the poles, right? So we're looking for another word that we might use to refer to those regions. So another common word to refer to Arctic regions, cold regions. Near the poles. Yeah, oops, near the poles. And this is an adjective as well. Adjective that we might use. I'll give you a hint. It starts with a P. It's gonna start with a P, I believe. I hope I have the right word. I think it is. This is the right word. Not 100% confident, but we're gonna try this one. So an adjective for those cold regions near the poles. So Poland, super close, really, really close. This word is going to be polar. So polar is going to be our adjectives. You know, you might hear about polar winds or polar currents, polar fleece. That is a material, a really warm material they make clothing out of. So polar is going to be our adjective, and there we go. All right, fix that. Yeah, so that's gonna be that one. Bakery, come on. Oh, this was in the crossword the other day too, I think. That smell that you would get from a bakery, right? A bakery, a place where they bake bread and pies and cookies, stuff like that, right? And the come on, that's gonna be that smell, right? So we're looking for the word about the smell from a bakery, basically that really pleasant, fragrant smell, exactly, an aroma. So any pleasant food smell we might call an aroma. So there was a great aroma coming from the kitchen, or there's an aroma of bread near the bakery, something like that. Peaceful protest. I think I might have said this earlier. Peaceful protest though. And we have our source. Although I wonder like which one's gonna be easiest. Crazy talk. possibly this one. So something crazy is like a little. Oh, you gotta sit in. Okay, nice. Yeah, peaceful protest is going to be our sit-in. Exactly. And then our crazy talk, we are talking, just going on and on and on and on and on, maybe a little bit angrily. Basically a, kind of like an angry, uncontrolled, I'm gonna use the word spiel, but it basically means to like talk a lot. When you say a lot of things. Spiel is a great word. I think I spelled it right. I should double check. Spiel. 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 I say spiel. Oh, then sh. Spiel. Oh no, that's right. This is gonna be a rant. A rant is going to be our crazy, uncontrolled, when you're talking a lot about stuff, right? But this word here is interesting because, I guess you could say spiel. I hear most people say spiel, though, with an SH, and you can see that you don't see an SH in this word. But yeah, that's a good one. That's kind of like, refers to when you talk really long and quickly about something. Here's the official word, or the official definition, sorry, of a spiel. So, a speech, especially one that is long, spoken really quickly, and intended to persuade someone listening about something. But yeah, that's interesting though, because it has like an SH sound, and it is hidden. You don't see it in the spelling, but they gave us a long spiel about why we needed to install double glazing in our house. So they gave us a long a long spiel. And then if that long speech is kind of crazy and maybe anger, or it's crazy and filled with anger, we might call it a rant. So rant is going to be our word here. Let's talk about wind again. I think I used this word a million times earlier when I was talking about tailwinds. But yeah, a puff, basically a blast of wind, a, strong puff of wind. Basically a blast of wind where there's a sudden, like a lot of wind all at once. A blast or a puff of wind or a puff of air. I'll say the first letter in a second. Exactly, this one's gonna be a gust of wind. Gust of wind. Oh, we're so close to having this done. That's exciting. Here, a word for source. In this case, the source of something refers to where something comes from. So O-R-I-G something, and basically the beginning of something, or where something comes from, or it starts from. Origin. Exactly. Origin, that's going to be our source here. Really close here. A silent assent, so something silent is done without words, without noise, right? And what does it mean, assent? If you assent to something, it means that you agree to something, basically, or you accept something. So, if you assent to something, you agree to it, or you accept it. So here, something, O-D, this is a movement you'd do with your head if you agree to something, or if you accept something. So instead of speaking, instead of agreeing verbally, we would just do something with our head to say that we agree, or we are okay, or we want to do the thing which is okay. So something like that. Right, so if you were not in agreement, right, or not in agreement, you might shake your head, right? And that would be from side to side, right? So if that is like not good, you would shake your head from side to side. From side to side to say no, basically, right? So you would shake your head, and then there is another one. You would go up and down if you are in agreement. Something your head, basically, to say yes, basically. So whatever that is. So I think that movement, we're going to nod our head. So we're gonna nod our head to say yes. We're gonna shake our head to say no. I'll put that in here. And I don't think we're gonna know this one, but a lotus pose in yoga. Oops, a lotus pose is when you're kind of like sitting with your kind of your legs crossed. And let's see here. There is it's kind of like sort of the classic, almost like the classic meditation pose where you cross your legs and sit on the floor. So here's a lotus pose. The Amish are a sect. A sect is a section of, usually of a religion. So Christianity, there are many different types of sects, many different types of churches. And Amish are a sect of Christianity. And this word is really great. And I didn't talk about this one because I didn't think that we could get it, but this is a good word. If you chide someone, that means to kind of make it's kind of make like a disapproving noise. Or actually, yeah, you could, I mean, a disapproving noise, but okay, here. So that means to speak to somebody really severely because they behaved really badly. So, so here, she chided him for his bad manners. So she spoke to him very severely because he was not behaving well. And another word for that, another word would be to admonish someone, which is what this word is here. Which also just basically means if you admonish someone, it means that you tell them that, you know, that they've done something wrong, basically. So here is an example with that. So his mother admonished him for eating too quickly, so she just basically said, oh, you're being bad. So that's what it means to admonish someone, basically to give them a stern talking to. You might say, give someone a stern talking to. Yeah, that might be another way that we would describe it. So basically tell them that they did something wrong. But yeah, so that's it. So thank you. We got it. Yeah, we did really good. Thanks so much, everybody, for your help today. Really appreciate it. You guys are really on the ball. You guys are really quick. So that's really fantastic. So thank you so much. Yeah. And like I said, I'm gonna come back later tonight because I like doing the PM string. We're not gonna look at the same crossword. We are going to look at a different crossword. So I haven't figured out which one yet, but probably one from earlier in the week. The next time I will be back for a crossword at this time will be on Friday. So my next morning crossword stream will be Friday at, what is it, 1300 UTC? Well, it's morning for me. Afternoon for the rest of the world. Morning for me. And then I will be back tonight at, what is it, 21:30 UTC for an evening crossword stream, because I love hanging out with the South America people. North America people. All right, anyways, I hope you guys have a really good day. Thanks again for playing, and I will see you guys next time. All right, bye everybody.